to a new episode of New Release Tuesday. I'm your host Liz, and today we're going to talk about some more new books in young adult fiction. First we have The Elite by Kiera Cass, and if you have been literally living under a rock and have no idea what this book series is about, it's kind of like dystopian meets The Bachelor kind of thing, where it's like all these girls, they apply to be in the running to be the next queen, basically, the prince's wife, because one day he will be king, and yes, and so there are all these girls, and they get kind of competitive and a little bit catty and a little bit everything, but America chooses to be there just to be the prince's friend. Things happen, and so yes, it's gonna be an intense ride, and I know I'm looking forward to this one. Unbreakable by Elizabeth Norris, and this is the second book in the Unraveling series, and it's basically sci-fi awesome stuff. It kind of sounds a little bit Avenger-y, not like avenging kind of story, but like the Marvel characters. Not superheroes, but just it sounds really awesome. That's what I'm trying to say. Darius and Twig by Walter Dean Myers, and this is about two guys who they are living in Harlem. They're teenagers doing some awesome stuff. One's a writer and one's a runner, and they still face the same old things that high schoolers face with bullies and things like that. How I Lost You by Janet Gertler, and this is about two girls who were basically best friends growing up and everything, and they say, you know, sisters before misters and all that kind of stuff, and if you think of Anne and Leslie from Parks and Recs, that's what these girls are, but there's some stuff that comes in between them, like kind of mentioned guys, and so they're just kind of unforgivable, and then one of them needs a kind of favor to ask, and the other one's like, I have to forgive you, gotta find that in my heart, and so there's that, another intense kind of story. Natural Born Angel by Scott Spear, and this is the second book in the Immortal City series, and basically in this world, angels are celebrities, and this one girl, she has to decide if she wants to be a celebrity or if she wants to go the risky route, the road less traveled, and be a guardian, which again means that she's going to have to risk her life quite a bit. The Rules by Stacey Cade, and this is the first book in a series, and basically it seems like Harkin and Origin mixed together. It's like sci-fi, this girl who I guess is kind of born in a lab, father's a scientist, things like that, a little bit of conspiracy, a little bit of science, as you would assume, intense stuff. Basically there's some rules and she just goes and says nope, which is always the fun part of young adult sci-fi, when the person just, no rules, just going for it, just gonna go, do my thing. Crush by Nicole Williams, and this is the third book in the Crash series, and in this one the two main characters are engaged now, but they have a little bit of a trust issue, so only time will tell if this relationship will last. Arclight by Jocelyn L. McQueen, and this is the first book in a series, and it sounds like, I don't even know how to explain it, it just sounds really like stuff and intense, and basically there's a world that is at odds and things like that, and there's a lot of, you know, humanity at stake kind of stuff, and it seems, I don't know what to compare it to. Kind of Matrix-y? Possibly? Something like that? And then we have Manic Pixie Dream Girl, which is got some teen drama stuff. And we're not talking about just on stage. Basically, this guy, he is a writer. I'm thinking possibly like, you know, screenplays? Possibly. There's a drama club. You know, that kind of thing. And his girlfriend, not so great on the trust either, as that other book was, and she's kind of all up in his business and whatnot, and he's just kind of like over it, done with it, and he's got his eyes on another girl, and he's like, hey, I want to go after that girl. He doesn't say that, but I mean, he gets kind of obsessed, as guys do with Manic Pixie Dreams girls. Can you tell I'm tired? Basically, he's just like, okay, gonna go after this girl. And so it'll be interesting to see how this is different. I know I say this is interesting, but it'll be interesting to see how this is different from other Manic Pixie Dream Girl kind of storylines. Pretty Dark Nothing by Heather L. Reid, and as far as I know, this is a standalone, and it's about a girl who she can fall asleep at random times, and at one point she falls asleep in the middle of the hallway, and this guy who's an anemic, something like that. Anyways, he enters her dreams as well, and she's been fighting some demons, like actual demons in her dreams, and he comes along and has to help her and hopefully survive. Things like that. Chosen at Nightfall by C.C. Hunter, and this is the 5th book in the Shadowfall series, in which our friend Kylie comes to the end of her journey and has to finally choose between two guys that she so loves. This week on New Release Tuesday. Hope you check a lot of these out. I am tired. See you later. Happy Tuesday.